Welcome, TJ. We're here with Thome, TJ Jarzynka, who's going to talk to us about QualityPro. He is chairing the board during Orlando PestWorld 2025. So in your home state.
Yes, it's an exciting time. It's interesting. We get PestWorld here in Orlando, so my plate's full with different meetings and arranging adventures, I guess you could say. But also looking forward to the PestWorld from the QualityPro point of view. I've been involved with QualityPro for close to 20 years, almost since the beginning, and been serving now as the chair since July. And it's a great group of folks to be with. I'm looking forward to hosting the meetings there, but also just hoping to get a large amount of interaction from the QualityPro members in attending our meeting and hearing their voices and them taking part.
So Thome, let me ask you a question. So I know that, as a company, we're part of QualityPro, Green Pro, right? But what does that really mean? What does it mean for an organization to be QualityPro certified?
I think what it boils down to is you're taking the extra step. Okay. And in terms of the larger companies that have a lot of resources, we're taking the extra step to help show that, okay, there's professionalism in the services we're providing, the operations that we have. We're doing things like background checks. We have standards in terms of the messaging that's being done in our advertising. There's image aspects we're looking to in terms of how our vehicles look, and we're utilizing uniforms. We have a foundation in training, right? And a third party is looking at those elements of professionalism and hitting the checkbox that says, yes, okay, these companies are doing these things. For the mid-sized and smaller companies, QualityPro is a resource to attain that same recognition, right? If you go through as a smaller entity and you go through the 18-point checklist and you see the different requirements there, you might find that, hey, we're a little short on this side. So maybe we'll enhance our training program here. Or, from an image point of view, this is how we want to position ourselves and project ourselves to our customers and potential customers. The going through the application process creates conversation that you wouldn't have on your own. And because of that conversation internally as well as externally, you put yourself in a position, one, for improvement, but two, to be recognized for the level of professionalism in your organization that's already there.
You're VP Technical at Massey.
Mm-hmm.
How does it look for your technicians getting involved in QualityPro and introducing NPMA to your technicians?
Well, it's two-part, the story that we have there is originally, with QualityPro, you went through and you did your training, and then you went through QualityPro testing in addition to, right? Over the course of time, the QualityPro board has approved that the requirements for training and testing can be built into your training program, so the events happen side by side. So for us, it's a message that we have a quality training program that we're going to take our team members through to prepare them, one, for the industry, and two, to work for Massey Services. But this training has been reviewed by the third party, by QualityPro. And so, from a level of professionalism and completeness, maybe, our content review, we're looking to attain a higher level. That third party is looking at us and has accredited us to be, one of the best of the best.
Cool. So coming in as the new chair, what do you hope to see? What do you hope to do?
I'm all about engagement. I think that with any association, the struggle is you join in, you're part of the organization, and then how do you become engaged? How do you make the membership valuable, right? And it's a struggle that all size companies have, that we gain the accreditation, we're a QualityPro company, but then are we doing a good enough job of sharing that message internally? Are we celebrating the fact that we've gone through this and we've hit these milestones? And then in terms of messaging to the public, our prospective and current customers, do they know that we're one of the top 3% of pest control companies or pest management companies that have taken advantage of this resource? That's in terms of my time here. I'm hoping to send that message and see all members take their QualityPro membership and speak to it at a higher level.
Awesome.
And what does that process look like, Thome, for folks that aren't QualityPro certified? How do they get started?
It's not nearly as painful as you might think. All right. Yeah. So that's the first thing to get across is, anytime that you're going through and looking at your business, you want to be critical, okay, and critical for improvement. All right. So there are 18 checkpoints that you'll go through and measuring your company. And like I said earlier, it's everything from training to your advertising programs to your image, insurance, et cetera, that goes through regulatory issues. And so you go through those checkpoints and you look and you measure where are we at. And then if we're not on par, if we're not where we need to be, what steps can we go through to raise our performance internally so that we're meeting marks for ourselves as well as for our potential customers. So the application process can be very short, 4 to 6 weeks if you've got all of those things in order. If you're going through this and you're saying, hey, here's some things that we're going to fix, or here's some things we need to pay attention to, it's impossible to think you're going to fix everything at once. So you put together a plan that goes through and see, here's where we're going to address this need, and we're going to address this need. And then to support that through QualityPro, through the folks at NPMA, as well as some mentoring, assistance can be provided, direction can be given to help you get through those steps. We'll participate in the application process to help folks get through so that a bottleneck doesn't become a stopping point. It's just a point where we're going to slow down, we're going to get better, and then move ahead.
Wow. So this can be not just certifications that technicians get through online testing or anything like that. It really can be a leveling up, almost a hand-holding process at some points to, change your company in the ways that you see you need to have that growth. I think that's great.
Right. And I think there's a lot of self-reflection that comes into this. And and the interesting part of from what you just said is that we actually have two parts to our accrediting process now. And that through QualityPro, we're accrediting the company and their developmental processes and their systems. NPMA Pro, is a new certification that comes out where an individual, all right, who has more than a year of experience and has dedicated themselves, educated themselves, can test just to establish themselves as a professional and establish their professionalism. So that person, their company may not be QualityPro certified. They may not even be NPMA or a member of NPMA, but yet this individual can go through and take the testing and test to their own skill and ability.
I think we all join UPMTC. I think one of the founding principles of UPMTC is not only to help us all develop individually as members, but to kind of elevate the industry, right? The rising tide raises all boats kind of thing. And it sounds to me very much like this QualityPro certification falls in line with that. It's a way to, kind of raise the standards of the industry and raise the, help each one of these individual companies get better at what they do.
Absolutely. When I think you go back to 2004, when the founding members were talking this through, the rising tide, lifts all ships was a common theme. That was something that was spoke to. Everyone has a chance to, bring in their thoughts, their participation, and become engaged. So when we look to resolutions or solutions, those solutions are looking to impact the entire industry and keep us a resource for all.
So we should look forward to the board meeting happening at PestWorld Orlando. Do you know what day it is?
Yep, it's going to be on Tuesday. Tuesday the 21st from 8:30 to 10:30. And we look forward to all members and anyone that's interested stopping by and taking part.
Perfect. Thank you, TJ.
Great. Thank you.
Appreciate you hopping on.